It's 2021 and cars aren't all about transportation from point A to B anymore. Over the course of years, we have seen some massive technological breakthroughs in terms of features and other comfort creatures. But ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to drive a car that could be a new chapter in the Indian automotive landscape altogether. Say hello to the latest entrant from the MG Motors India, the MG Astor, a car that really believes in living to the future. And we are at the iconic Budh International Circuit to do some justice to it. So the MG Astor is one of the best looking SUVs that you can buy right now in this segment, of course. The reason being it's built very nice, and what's nicer is it's a very uniform design which is going to be loved by many people. It's not a polarized design like the Creta where it's either going to be loved by people or be hated by people. That's not the case here. This car is going to be liked by many people. It's a very nice and proportionate design, and the best part about the design, what I like personally, is the grille. The grill, actually it's a concave grill, and it looks like the elements coming out of it, and the MG logo is proudly placed in center. That makes a lot of difference. And what's also interesting to notice, there is an ADAS sensor here below the number plate ideally. Talking about the headlamps, the Astor gets LED projector headlamps. There are 9 crystalline elements inside it, and unfortunately we haven't been able to check out the intensity because the drive is in the daylight, of course. And talking about the fog lamps, which is housed in a nice black cladding, which really looks nice. And personally, I think I would definitely pick the Astor in this beautiful shade. So the Astor rides on 17 inches of alloys. They look stellar, and what's nicer is there is this red caliper that pops out from the alloy wheels, which looks very nice and gels with the sporty characteristics of the car. And apart from that, if there is one issue that I have, these two badges, there is this Brit Dynamic badge here, which is also there in Gloucester, which is kind of unnecessary because yes, people know the origins of MG, people know the way MG is transformed over the years and a lot of things like that, but I don't think it's very essential for MG to show here about the Brit Dynamic DNA. And second part is this AI Inside badge, which looks very out of place because the car otherwise looks so damn premium, and this badge and a couple of badges like this around the car is kind of diluting the sophistication of the car. MG is quick to point out that the new Astor is the longest, tallest and widest SUV in its class. The wheelbase, however, is the shortest. In person, the Astor looks like a classy compact SUV backed by a feeling of solidity. Consistent shut lines and reassuring thuds from the door make you feel like this SUV is built very well to last long. Then you have the roof rails here, which are coated in silver. And moving to the rear also has a couple of ADAS sensors. There's one on the left and the right bumper as well, one inside them. And the best part about these tail lamps are, if you look at the design, right, the tail lamps kind of look parallel with this cladding of the rear light here, the rear reflectors. And it looks like the design is, someone has actually paid attention to the details, and that's how the design of the Astor is completed. Moving down, we have this chrome tipped exhaust. You get dual exhaust here, each exhaust on either side of it. And of course, there are a couple of parking sensors. There's a reverse camera, which the clarity could have been better, but does the job easily. And what's nicer is you get a 360-degree camera. And talking about the boot space of the Astor, we really wish that the loading bay was slightly inside, because this kind of takes away a bit of space, and it's big, should be more than enough for your weekend trips, not a problem at all. But I don't think we'll be able to stuff in more than 2 large suitcases with a couple of small bags. The biggest attraction is the bot. This is the AI bot where you can actually talk to the bot.
Hi, how can I help?
Tell me a joke.
I don't remember you purchasing this car from a comedy club. Do you?
She is sarcastic sometimes, just like this. Hello, Astor.
Yes.
Tell me a joke.
A perfectionist walked into a bar, but He walked out soon after. Apparently, the bar wasn't set high enough.
I don't think I have heard a better PJ than this. But having said that, so these are the couple of things that the Astor is capable of doing. Probably, it's like you have someone
Pardon?
to talk to. Chill. It's like you have someone to talk to when there's no one to talk to. Hello, Astor.
I'm here.
Tell me about Sholay.
Sholay is a 1975 Indian action-adventure film written by Salim J, directed by Ramesh Sippy, and produced by his father G. P.
Hello, Astor.
Sippy.
Stop.
Do you want to read more?
Stop. So basically, of course, it's not as precise as a human, but what it does is, you want to know about anything, ask her, and she'll be more than happy to read that from Wikipedia for you.
Sorry.
But she's very...
I'm sorry. I'm having trouble understanding. You may press the talk button to try again.
How much she talks. But apart from that, this is the 10.1 inch touchscreen system, and trust me on this is the most responsive touchscreen system I've ever used, at least for a car costing, you know, somewhere around less than 20-30 lakhs, because it's very nice to use, and you get the typical blow controls. The user interface is so clean and so nice. It's really beautiful. You should actually check this out, and just tap on the more options. This connected car tech, everything, and we are interested in the vehicle settings, so you can also set the time frame for your follow me home lamp. You can find your car, and so this is the TPMS that displays the tire pressure and temperature, and this is the EPS that we spoke about, the various ADAS modes. And what's nice is MG is offering 360-degree camera here, and just take the 3D vision out. This looks like gameplay of say NFS2 or something like that. Of course, I'm not talking about the latest games because the graphics are slightly poor here, and you can check out the brightness of this. I really like the 3D map here, I mean the 3D camera here. Then apart from that, you have a find my car option. So this is the navigation that's inbuilt in the Astor. So MG has taken a lot of time to curate the interiors. That's because you're going to spend more time inside the Astor than the outside, of course. Cost cutting is not evident every time, it's not needed every time, and MG knows that very well. There are absolutely no areas of cost cutting. There are very minute areas like hard plastics on the door handles, but that's negligible for this car at this price bracket. You have this fox leather here, there is this chrome on the AC vents. I mean, there's this aluminum finish near the AC vents that looks very nice actually. I mean, the interiors are so classy and so nice, they're not quirky at all. And what I really liked is the flat bottom steering wheel here. You have buttons on this, and this flat bottom steering wheel is superb to hold. It's brilliant to hold. They're perforated leather. It's made with perforated leather here, and there are buttons here on the steering wheel also. In a nutshell, it looks very premium. You know, nobody can tell you that this is a sub 15 or 20 lakh rupee car, considering that it's a top model car. But if there is one small thing that's not really nice about the Astor's interior, is this badge here. There's so many badges around this car that says Brit Dynamic. I don't understand why MG has to tell every single time that. One thing that people might miss here is the wireless charging port here, and apart from that, you get two cup holders. The armrest is here. Armrest is fine here, no problem at all, and the gear lever is slick enough. You get electronic parking brake, and the auto start to function here. Electronic parking brake is going to be very helpful in this car. No doubt at all. MG has always known to make some of the nicest instrument clusters, and let's check this out. At the time of launch, there'll be two more interior color options to choose from: Iconic Ivory and Tuxedo Black. The color combination is carried over to the seats too, which feature seriously prominent contouring. For anyone of a normal build, these seats will hug you nicely. Supportive and comfortable as they are, the driver's seat is planted high, giving you that much needed tall driving position that you would expect from an SUV. Other creature comforts on the list include a massive panoramic sunroof, a 6-way electrically adjustable driver's seat, an air purifier in these unprecedented times of COVID, 5 USB charging ports, push start button, 60/40 split rear seats, and first in segment heated outer rearview mirrors. The thing that you realize when you sit in the Astor is in the rear seat is the sunroof. It's so big I can actually see the sky, and then you have the rear center armrest. you get cup holders here. One thing that I really want to appreciate here is MG has not decided to act stingy here. No cost cutting involved. You get rare AC vents. The AC of this car is also very good. In fact, there's so many nice things about this car that it's very difficult to point out the flaws. And the transmission tunnel is fine. There's no problem at all. It's not as big as the one in Polo or something like that. And more importantly, there's so much of legroom here. The under-thigh support is good, but tall people might find that the support could have been better, and headroom is ample as well. Just that one thing that I really did not like in the back is these hard plastics on the door. But considering that this is not a very premium car, not a car that is going to be banking MG with heavy profits, it's okay. It's, I mean, understandable. The front seats get a seat pocket here. Yes, in a nutshell, I think the interior package is just fabulous. You know, it's really nice that MG has packed in everything that a customer is looking for in this price, because they don't want to leave any stone unturned. They really want this car to be successful, and there's a very good probability if people don't bring in the geopolitical sentiments of the origins of MG. Under the orange crazy bonnet, the Astor gets two petrol engines and misses out on a diesel derivative, which is going to be the biggest fly in the ointment in the otherwise well packaged car. The first powertrain is the 1.5 litre petrol engine that churns 108 bhp and 144 Nm of torque and is mated to 5-speed manual and CVT unit. The second one is the powerful 1.3 litre turbo petrol motor, which we are currently driving, that is tuned to produce 138 bhp and 220 Nm of peak torque. It's linked solely to 6-speed automatic transmission. Apart from basic connected car tech features and a diagnostic that gives a health check of the vehicle across all parameters, here's something that's very unique. You could also unlock your MG Astor using your smartphone and drive away. All you would have to do is enter the password with the phone number, connect the car to the Bluetooth of your phone, and then you are ready to go. There's also an option to check out the lighting and the horn system of the car, and you could also activate or deactivate the engine remotely. The core area where MG can improve this offering is the ride quality. MG says that the setup is tweaked to suit the needs of an ICE engine instead of an electric motor in the ZS. The suspension, especially at the rear, on speed breakers, is a bit harsh and firm. If MG works on the damping and bump absorption specifically, it would be a lot better to drive, especially on uneven road surfaces. However, it rides flat on well-paved roads at high speeds with not much of yawning on adulations. The same is the case at low speeds and even on battered roads. Since the drive was on the track and not in ideal road conditions, it's challenging to judge the cushioning abilities on bad potholes and craters. Driving at BSE has been a dream for many, and we are just fulfilling it for you. What a moment this is. It's just incredible. You know, the steering feedback is just brilliant. The steering is in dynamic mode right now, and I am having fun driving this car here. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a 1.3 litre turbo petrol engine that's actually pushing the Astor, and there's so many curves here. Of course, this being a racetrack, and the car is so damn stable at the curves. That's very nice, and that's very confidence inspiring as well. And it takes curves so well. I mean, it's just planted on the road, and I'm doing some really good speeds like 120 kmph, 130 kmph on the curves, and this is just too good. The last curve was at 131 kmph. I'm going to take a very sharp turn. Oh my god. That's like, the car is drifting. There's so much of rubber that's being burnt now, and it's absolutely incredible. It's absolute joy to drive this car here. Thanks to the low center of gravity, there is absolutely no moment of nervousness at all. The center of gravity of this car is low. It's not a tall boy design, which means that this car is going to be planted, and what better than a racing circuit, what better than an international certified racing circuit to do some justice to the MG Astor. And the best part is the straight line stability is fantastic at speeds like 165 km/h. That's the speed I've reached in the MG Astor, and there is no moment of nervousness at all. It doesn't feel like the car is going to give up on you any moment. Developed by Bosch, the Level 2 ADAS system uses both cameras and radar inputs and brings multiple active safety features which are class unique. It comes loaded with 14 autonomous features. The Astor uses a combination of 5 ADAS, 1 in front and 4 at the rear, along with 6 cameras positioned all around the vehicle to aid the system. These include adaptive cruise control, forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist, lane departure prevention, and speed assist. This feature is available currently on SUVs of higher segments like MG's own Astor and the new Mahindra XUV 700. That makes the Astor the first model in the mid-size SUV segment to offer this new safety tech. Hey guys, so we are checking out the EPS sensitivity feature of the MG Astor, which is a feature where you can check out 3 different modes of the steering wheel, which I'm very excited about because steering wheel is very important in a car. And for that we're going to go more vehicle settings, and here there's EPS. So right now we'll start with the urban mode, which is supposed to be the lightest of all. So the steering is fairly light, and I'm doing somewhere around 50 km/h now. And so the next mode is going to be the normal mode. As the name suggests, it is going to be a blend between the urban, which is the light steering, and heavy steering. So normal mode. Yes, the steering is weighing up a bit. Yes, there is a difference compared to the urban mode, where the steering is weighing up more here. And now the third thing, we'll check out the dynamic mode. So this is the dynamic mode, and I have a lot of hopes from it. Yes, the steering actually weighs up, definitely yes, but I think the difference between urban and normal mode is more significant than the difference between normal and dynamic mode. And having said that, I still feel there is some scope of improvement even in the dynamic mode, because in the lower speeds, especially around 30 or 40 something, the steering doesn't weigh up a lot. At least I feel that dynamic, as the name suggests, should have been a mode where the steering is weighing up a lot. Hey guys, so we're demonstrating one of the features of ADAS 2.0, and I have with me Mr. Pankaj, who is the instructor for the day for me. And here the first one is going to be RDA, which is nothing but rear drive assist. It's one of the super cool features that is there in the Astor, and this is one of the key features that's going to differentiate Astor from, say, the other ADAS counterparts like the XUV 700 or even the Gloster for that matter. And the first thing, there are 3 things under the RDA. One is lane change assist, there's blind spot detection, and there's RCT, rear cross traffic alert. First things first, lane change assist is something where imagine you're going on the road and you use the indicator, assuming that you want to take a turn, but after you put the indicator, there's someone who's going to come your way from behind or from side or whatever it is, and it's going to pop up a warning telling that, you know, it's not safe to turn. So we're going to demonstrate that now. Here we go. So the requirement for this is the speed has to be more than 30 kmph. Yeah, as you can see in the mirror, there is a light blinking on the mirror telling that there's a car coming from behind. I switched on the indicator, and there was another demo car that's Astor coming up there, and it's popped up in the mirror. Very interesting. So, and it's actually going to help big time in our Indian driving conditions. Okay, next one is blind spot detection. The minimum requirement for the speed is 30 kmph. Yeah, as you can see, there's a light on the mirror that says that there's a car that's coming near me. That's the blind spot detection for you. So the only difference is, in the first one, you'll have to use the indicator, which is the lane change assist, and the next one is blind spot detection. Next is RCT, which is rear cross traffic alert. I'm going to put reverse gear now. So I've slotted into reverse gear, demonstrating the RCTA now. Yeah, see, it says that, you know, there's a car coming from the right side. This is just brilliant. You know, I've seen so many times where people are taking the cars out of the parking lot and there's someone who's just coming in, you know, there is almost a collision, and this is going to save from that. Very helpful. Hey guys, we are demonstrating the adaptive cruise control of the Astor. Of course, you must have come across the ACC in other cars also, but there's something pretty unique here. I'll show that to you. So first things first, I'll show you how to turn it on. So there's a stack here. You're going to pull the stack towards you, and then there's a pop-up that says MG Pilot on. Interesting name, by the way, Pilot. And it's going to sense the speed of the car ahead of you. For example, for the reference is the Hector ahead of us, and based on the speed of the Hector, it's going to calibrate the speed of this car, that is the Astor. And okay, so MG Pilot turned on, and the minimum speed for this is 30 km/h. That's the minimum speed requirement that's there. And since we are in 14, it was not able to detect it. Okay, and I'm going to increase the speed now. So turned it off, turned it on again, MG Pilot on at 47 kmph. So right now the adaptive cruise control is on, and another thing is the speed range for this is from 30 to 150 kmph. And although it might be quite frightening that the car is very close, it's important not to press brake no matter what, because that's when the ACS is going to deactivate itself. And another thing to point out is it does not recognize speed breakers. In this case, just because the Hector is slowing down, the Astor is also slowing down. And there's something that I really liked, which I kind of do not remember experiencing in any other car, even the expensive cars, is you can actually set the distance between, not distance exactly, but you can set the threshold for the distance between the car ahead of you and this car through this stack here again. So I'll try my best to show you this. You can see that there are three gray markings here, three stone-like markings. So that is the max distance. I mean, it's 4 now. That is the max distance. For example, it's 2 now. Okay, so 2 means that the distance between this and the Hector is going to be as less as possible. And these stones, or I'm just using the word stone for the lack of a better word right now, but whatever it is. And there are 3 stones right now, which means that the gap can be maximum. It's not that the gap is maximum right now, but the gap can be maximum. And the highest gap is when there are 4 stones on the instrument cluster here, which we'll check it out now. Okay? Yeah. So as you can see, it's 75 here, which means that the max speed that this car can go is 75 km/h, which is what I have set, and based on that it's going to increase the speed. So I have a question for the instructor of the day, Ayushi here, and Ayushi was also part of the product presentation. If you remember, we had put up a story telling that, you know, it's really good where MG is actually getting people from the tech team into the presentations. So Ayushi is here right now with me. Ayushi, I have a question for you. So what happens if the Hector goes away suddenly, all of a sudden, and say I have set a speed for 75? So what happens to ACC that time?
So currently the Hector ahead is our reference vehicle, according to which the gap setting and the speed is being followed. As soon as the Hector leaves that lane, since it is not detecting any other vehicle over here, it will achieve the set speed, that is 75.
Got it.
It will shoot up to 75 and it will go and achieve that speed.
Got it. So I'll be taking you through the various lane assist systems that are there in the MG Astor. First things first, so it's subdivided into 3 things. One is LDW, that's lane departure warning, as you can see in the screen here. Then is LDP, lane departure prevention, which has the highest intensity of all. And then is LKA, which is nothing but lane keep assist. Of course, there's an option to turn off all these, and there's an option also to set the sensitivity, high, medium or low, and also the vibration intensity, which is really good because some people might not prefer having this in some of our driving conditions, which do not actually permit you to do so. And let's start off with it. The first thing, the most basic, or the least intuitive system, the LDW, that's lane departure warning. So the minimum speed requirement for this is 60 kmph. So the threshold has reached. We have crossed the 60 kmph mark. Yeah, so it's popping out telling that, you know, the car is going out of the lane, and that's very interesting because having lane discipline is super important. So this is the lane keep assist. Again, the speed requirement for this is 60 kmph, and we just crossed 60. And as you can see here, that it's actually asking me to come back, and along with that there is a slight amount of resistance that's coming from the steering wheel. That doesn't happen in the lane departure warning. So that's the difference between that and the lane keep assist. Is it tries to push you back. I mean, it gives a subtle hint to push you back. But the difference between this and the other two is there is going to be strong resistance from the steering when you are actually using the lane departure prevention, unlike the other two. So let's check that out. So as you saw here, the car is literally coming back. This is the lane departure prevention, and what's happening here is the car is actually coming back into the lane. So I'll show you something very interesting here. So this is the speed assist system of the MG Astor. There are three things: speed warning, manual intelligent. I'll explain as we go there. Speed warning is, what it does is it checks the speed limit where you're driving. Okay, it's so intelligent that there are around 5-6 cameras in this car outside. There's a radar sensor here also, and it senses the speed limit, the permissible speed limit that you see here. There is this white board, and there's this red circle, and there is a speed inside that, right? It senses that, and post that it tells you ki yes, you are crossing the speed or whatever it is. So for that we will have to go to that speed board now. Yeah, so there's a speed sign there that says whatever XYZ km/h, and let's see if it's going to detect that. I can see it's 60. Is the system intelligent enough to detect 60? Yes, perfect. You saw that the 60 is reflected here, and now I'm going to increase the speed. Basically, I'm going to overspeed for the demonstration purpose here. It says slow down, speed limit exceeded. I think this is the perfect example that's there right now. So there's a warning sign ahead, and it detected that the speed is 60. So what happens in intelligent is, once we overspeed, right, once we go above 60, it gradually gets the car below 60. Of course, considering the safety precautions, it's not that it's going to brake suddenly something so that someone comes and hits you from behind, but it's going to get the car back to 60 in a slow and steady fashion. Like you can see here, the speed is reducing: 69, 68, 67. It's reducing automatically. I have not touched the brake at all, and the speed reduces through this intelligent system. This is something really good, because what happens sometimes is you might end up getting caught by the interceptors for overspeeding. Here what happens is, not just that it reminds you that you're overspeeding, but it gets you back to the permissible speed, and that's something very commendable. And to see that in a car which is going to be costing in this price bracket is something that is a revolution indeed. In fact, not just this, the earlier ADAS 2.0 tech features that we explained, all that in a car which is tailored to the mass market is a fantastic job done by MG. That there is absolutely no second thought about it at all. A couple of ADAS 2.0 features, like the forward collision warning, which also includes the automatic emergency braking for vehicles and pedestrians, were not demonstrated by MG at the track. The system alerts the driver about a probable collision with a four-wheeler, two-wheeler or a pedestrian when the gap becomes too close, and applies autonomous deceleration if there is no action from the driver. There is also an intelligent headlamp control system that recommends to activate and deactivate the high beam depending on the traffic and environment situation in order to obtain optimal usage of headlights while driving at night. Although the Astor might not be the car that will push you back to the seats with a high G-force, it has enough and more punch to let it be your only companion at the Buddh International Circuit. Although you will miss paddle shifters. The best part about Astor is, unlike its siblings, there's a minimum turbo lag from the brilliantly tuned 6-speed 80, and it's paired really well with the IC engine. The low end is good, the mid-range is where the punch lies, and the power band tapers as you go ambitious with the throttle input. However, petrol heads have little to rejoice as the turbo petrol engine will be paired with an automatic gearbox only, and MG has decided to skip a MT, unfortunately. To summarize, this newbie has all the ingredients to give a very tough competition to the turbo petrol engines of the segment, especially the Taygun and Creta. The stoppage power comes from 4 discs, and the fact that MG has outsourced its rubber needs to Continental tires is something to appreciate, as they perform to the best of their abilities on the tarmac. If you are impressed with the Astor and decide to get it home this festive season, you have 5 color options to choose from. Our pick is spiced orange without a second choice. Driving at an internationally certified track meant we had to trust the Astor with its safety kit. It's loaded with one, gets 4 disc brakes, electronic stability control and hill descent control across the range. Top spec variants get 6 airbags, tire pressure monitoring and ISOFIX child seat mounts. The India spec Astor has not been crash tested yet by Global NCAP. However, going by the historic trends of modest garages, we strongly believe that the Astor will come out with flying colors. MG is expected to announce the prices of the Astor in the first week of October, and that's going to be the most important factor for not only the fate of Astor in India, but the Astor is going to be the most important pillar for MG's roadmap. The Astor could be priced somewhere between 10 to 17 lakhs ex-showroom, making it lock horns with the Hyundai Creta, Skoda Kushaq, Kia Seltos, Nissan Kicks, Renault Duster and the Volkswagen Tiguan. The MG Astor has a lot of responsibilities on its shoulder. The primary reason being, if you look at the recent launches from MG, they weren't very mainstream. For example, after the success of Hector, we had the ZSEV, which was an electric vehicle with, in a country where electric vehicles have a market share less than 0.01%. And then MG got ambitious with the Gloster, and that territory was cannibalized by likes of Toyota Fortuner and Ford Endeavour, which gave very less breathing space for Gloster. And thus, this becomes a very, very important mass market car for MG in India. And I think this is going to be a trump card for them because this ticks all the boxes. It's super duper rich on features. It has all the features that you probably want in any car for not only 20 lakhs, say even for 30-40 lakhs also. So it basically ticks all the boxes that you would ever want. The only downside being that it's going to take some time for people to actually get used to the MG moniker because like I said, the recent cars weren't very mainstream for them in India. And that's it. We really hope that this car turns the fortunes for them and MG is seen more as a mainstream brand in India going forward and not just a niche brand. If you guys like the video, do not forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon and more importantly follow us on Instagram because that's where a lot of stuff happens every day. Take care and drive safe.